Hi, my name is Stephanie, and welcome to the Reader Chronicles. Hey guys, so I'm back from my unexpected hiatus. I've been gone for the past 2 weeks if you haven't noticed. I've been going through a lot of things with my husband, a lot of challenges, and one of the main challenges was kind of his decision to get out of the military. In my last video, I mentioned that we were moving to Germany in August, but because of his recent decision to get out, we're not doing that, obviously. He realized that he definitely wasn't happy in his current career and he didn't want to be trapped in a foreign country for 3 years doing something that he wasn't really fond of. It's mostly because of the shift work that he's required to do, and even if he became a high-ranking officer, he would still be stuck doing shift work, and he couldn't cross-train into another job because his current field is so critically manned that he wasn't able to. And because we're both fairly young, it's a much better idea to get out now than to wait 3 years from now, because a lot of military personnel would agree that it's definitely harder to get out the longer that you're in. But yeah, so we're not moving to Germany in August anymore. Instead, when his contract is over in October, we might stay in the area a little bit longer, but our end game is definitely to move to the state of Washington, where he's originally from. I just love Washington so much better than I love Virginia. I've lived on the East Coast all of my life, but Washington, I just feel like the area is so much nicer. Like, the air quality is so much better than this smog-infested air that I breathe in now. And yeah, I'm obviously sad to see Germany go, but I'm also fairly relieved because that means I'm not going to be halfway around the world and away from my family for 3 years. I'll be in Washington, and even though I'm still leaving my family here on the East Coast, I'll be closer to his family on the West Coast. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. I did try to make a video twice during the past couple weeks, but they weren't up to my standards. And I didn't want to post a poorly made video just for the sake of posting a video. I wanted to, give you guys a video that I felt like I would watch. But I apologize for, being gone. And I apologize if my voice is going in and out. It is currently 4 in the morning. That was a really long intro, so to the main part of this video, I'm going to be redoing the new to Booktube tag. It was created by Between Chapters. She is an awesome person. I really love her videos. I'll put the original link down below. And the reason why I'm redoing it is because the new to Booktube tag was the very first video I ever made. The thing is that I accidentally deleted it a few weeks ago. I'm still kicking myself in the butt for doing so, and I really wanted to make it again. Well, I'm still fairly new. I mean, I've only been doing this for like a month now, which is crazy because it feels like I just started doing it. I had a lot of fun doing it the first time, but doing it the second time around, I feel like I'll be able to get a lot more of my thoughts out to you guys because I'm a little bit more comfortable and confident in front of the camera now. But yeah, I think I'm done with all this rambling, and without further ado, let's get started with the questions. First question is, where are you joining us from? I currently live in Northern Virginia with my husband, but in October, we'll be moving to Washington. Question number 2, how old are you? I just turned 21 a couple months ago. Question number 3, why did you join Booktube? Like everyone else here, I'm so passionate about books. If you haven't noticed from my other videos, I read a lot. I read a lot. I really love books. I wanted to share my passion with you guys. This community is definitely the nicest community I've ever seen on YouTube or Tumblr or anything like that. I guess I'm here because I want to make friends. I want to meet new people who share the same interests as I do. I don't really have a lot of friends in real life at all, really. I think I can count them on one hand. I'm kind of an introvert. And people who've known me for a long time will say like, no, you're not an introvert, but it's only because they've known me for a long time. And it's hard for me to make friends and meet new people because I am really shy, and that may come off as, being snobby in real life, but I'm not. I don't know what to say. But, once you get to know me, you can see I get really weird, which you can see in some of my other videos. But yeah, that's kind of why I joined Booktube. Question number 4, what is the meaning behind your channel name? I obviously wanted to create a name that had something to do with reading. I'm a reader, and what am I doing right now? I'm chronicling my reading ventures, In the future, I want to be able to look back on all my old videos and see how far I've come, see how much I've accomplished, see how many books I read, and also the Reader Chronicles just sounds really nice. Question number 5, what types of books do you want to read and want to talk about here? Well, I read just about anything. My all-time favorites, though, are post-apocalyptic fiction, dystopian, fantasy. I have been reading a lot of fantasy lately. I also read horror, even though I haven't read horror that much recently. so I'm gonna have to jump back into that. I fall in love with graphic novels. I also like classics. I read a lot of young adult books, but you know, I don't read just young adult. You know, I also pick up a new adult book and, you know, like a regular adult book. But overall, you'll see a lot of different types of books here. Question number 6, who are some of your favorite authors? I don't really have a favorite author. If I'm reading a book or series that I really like, then it'll definitely be more likely for me to pick up more books that person has written. But if you're able to write a compelling story where I can find myself engrossed into the world and fall in love with the characters, then I'll definitely fall in love with you. Question number 7, what's the last book you read? Last book I read was Thorn of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I definitely have fallen in love with Sarah J. Maas. I read her other book, A Court, Thorns and Roses, first, and that was amazing. I think I honestly like that book a lot more than I like the series, but you know, we'll see. This is only the first book. But this is really fascinating because I guess she originally wrote this on Fiction Press, and it became so popular that, you know, it got picked up with a publishing company, and now she's like a beloved author in the Booktube community. And yeah, that's like really awesome, so kudos to Sarah J. Maas. Question number 8, what are you currently reading? Right now, I'm currently reading Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is for a book club that I'm part of. I definitely slacked in reading this, so I definitely have to play catch up in doing so. And I also plan on picking up Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I've been wanting to read this for a while, so I might read this after I'm done filming this video. We'll see. Question number 9, what do you use for bookmarks? I have a lot of bookmarks actually. I really like bookmarks with tassels. This one is in my Game of Thrones book, and it's like old, mappy, and it's really pretty, and I just felt like it complemented a Game of Thrones. And then I also have like this really floppy oriental carpet, and I picked this up as soon as I saw it because I guess you could say I'm half oriental. I mean, I'm half Filipino. And I was like, ooh, Asian goodies, yes! Question number 10, show us your current TBR pile. I would do that, but I would ruin my frame shot thingy. But basically, there are a ton of books on the top of this bookshelf. I have an extremely small bookshelf, and my books do not fit on this small bookshelf. I really need to find some new shelves. Haven't been reading as much as I usually do, so I'm gonna have to try to play catch up before the month of June is over. Also, because I'm on a book buying ban that my husband put me on after my last book haul. If you haven't seen it, it was a lot of books, and I'm not allowed to buy any more books till I finish all the books up here. So I have to work on that fast because there are a lot of books I want to buy. Question number 11 is made up of a few mini questions, and it's kind of like would you rather, like either or. And the first part is hardcover or paperback. That's pretty hard because, you know, hardcovers just sometimes they look just so much better in hardcover format than a paperback format. With An Ember in the Ashes by Sabbath Tahir, this was meant to be a hardcover book. Like, this is just so pretty, and I feel like I could not read this as a paperback. But then there are books that, you know, are kind of like perfect as paperback books. Like with Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, this is just, it's like the perfect paperback. You know, it's like a floppy back, because when you open it up, you don't have to worry about the pages turning and stuff. It's just perfect. Like, you can put this on the table or whatever you're reading and just eat cereal or drink coffee like I do. And I do have a lot more paperbacks though, because, you know, with paperbacks they're definitely half the price as hardcovers depending on where you get them. And I guess just because cost-wise, I'm going to have to say paperback. Part 2 is ebooks or physical books. Hands down, physical books. Physical books all the way. I do not like reading ebooks. I don't even have a Kindle or a Nook or anything like that. I did have a book once on my phone, and that was when I was reading the Match series, and I was waiting in the Social Security building, waiting to get my name changed, and I read that on my phone, and it was really nice until my phone died, and then I was screwed because my phone was dead. I couldn't even play games or text anyone, and I couldn't read a book. So that sucks. I mean, I guess the pro though is that you can put a bunch of books on your little tablet thing, but Physical books are where it's at. I mean, I love the smell of physical books, and it's nice to visually see what you've read. It's nice to see all the books you have grow as a collection, and I don't know, I just really love physical books. Part 3 is owning or borrowing. Definitely owning. I try to avoid borrowing as much as possible. I do have one book I'm borrowing right now, and that is The Martian by Andy Weir. I really have to finish this and give it back to him. It's been like a month since I've had this and I haven't even picked it up yet, and I feel bad. But yeah, that's like a reason why I don't like borrowing. I feel like you're more pressured to read it faster and give it back to them, and then you can't even keep it when you're done. And then, you know, on the flip side of, you know, borrowing books, I hate letting people borrow my books. I'm never going to do it again. I love books so much, and when you let someone borrow your books, you take the risk of them destroying it. Like my copy of Divergent. When I gave it to my sister, it was perfect. The cover wasn't peeling, it wasn't all bent in a weird way. I do not want to know what brown stains these are. And then when she was done reading it, I didn't even get it back. Somehow it made its way through our huge circle of friends, and it just got destroyed more and more. And then I got it back like this, and I'm never gonna let anyone borrow a book ever again. Question number 12. What book or series got you into reading? So I've been an avid reader ever since I was young. In elementary school, I was part of the enrichment program for literature. So I was reading poems by Edgar Allan Poe, for example, when I was in 3rd grade. I read a lot when I was young. My favorites were, you know, Nancy Drew books. I really liked those. I also read a lot of Mary Kay and Ashley. I read a lot of the Ramona books. I really loved those. And then the R.L. Stine books. I think I have one. I have an R.L. Stine Goosebumps book. This is The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. I was so in love with R.L. Stine's books. These were my sister's books. She had a huge collection of them, but we moved a lot, and unfortunately we lost them all, and somehow I managed to keep this one nice and safe. But as I grew up, I kind of stopped reading. I didn't really get back into it until I was, you know, late in middle school, like early high school years. And I read a ton of the Click books in the Click series. You know, everyone always says that Twilight got them into reading, and I remember when that became really popular, but it was Stephenie Meyer's other book, The Host. I love that book so much. I had an all-nighter reading it. It was the first book where I got like a euphoria from reading it, that I got a book high, and that really, you know, jump-started my love for reading again. And I read a lot for a while, but then, you know, a couple years ago, it died down again, and the most I was reading was maybe like 10 books a year, which is crazy because in the last couple months, I've like tripled that amount of reading. And it didn't really boom again until late last year when I started watching Booktube, and my love for books was renewed. Question number 13. How did you discover Booktube? So while my husband was deployed, I somehow managed to find my way into a Barnes & Noble. I just had a random urge to read, and so I went there trying to find a book, and I was really into dystopian at the time, like extremely into dystopian. So, you know, I was googling, you know, best dystopian books to read, and then somehow I ended up on a YouTube video, and I was on Book Junk and Love's Book Talk channel. The entire time I was thinking to myself, wow, people talk about books on YouTube? Like, what is this? I went home and I immediately jumped on YouTube, and that's when I also discovered Read by Zoe's channel and Peruse Project's channel. And those two booktubers really restored my love for reading. I was just so enthralled by the idea of Booktube. For a long time, I didn't branch out. I didn't watch anyone else's videos. I don't know, because I guess I was so used to their format and quality of videos that watching anyone else's videos wasn't really appealing to me. But then I watched a little bit of Christine's channel, Pulling Bananas books, and I was really overwhelmed by her amount of energy. Don't worry, I am now completely in love with her channel, and, you know, Kay-tastic's channel, Jessie the Reader, and all the major dogs. But I was like, I really want to find new booktubers, and so I searched new to booktube, and I found a lot of like people doing the Booktube newbie tag, and then I found a lot of people doing the new to Booktube tag, which is what I'm doing right now. My knowledge of Booktube started small, and then it boomed. It got crazy big. Question number 14. What channels do you think you'll face with your own channel? In my original video, I put, you know, talking to the camera, because, you know, at the time that was definitely really uncomfortable. I was really awkward. I'm still pretty awkward now, but I'm less awkward than I was. and I feel like, you know, I'm starting to get over that, so that's becoming easier. I feel like, you know, like one of my challenges will be doing book reviews, because that is still a really scary thought to me. You know, I feel like I won't be doing the books enough justice, and also be overcoming my fear that my videos aren't good enough. You know, when I do something, I want to give it my all. I don't want to just, you know, put half the effort in. I want to put like 101% of the effort in. And yeah, I guess that's about it for my challenges. Question number 15, where else can we find you? I have a Tumblr, which is also under the Reader Chronicles. I also have a Twitter, which is Novel Chronicles, because the Reader Chronicles was too long and Reader Chronicles by itself was taken. So yeah, Novel Chronicles is where it's at. Welcome all new subscribers. It's crazy with the amount of subscribers I got over the past 2 weeks, and I haven't even been filming anything. So thank you, welcome. I hope you enjoy my videos. I guess that's it. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.